This is Jazz and Beyond
with Nothemba Madumo
on 702 and CapeTalk.
And yes, it is where you come for the jazz and you stay for a good time with our winter warmers. It is Jazz and Beyond. I did promise you that she is going to be chatting to us. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about the one and only Zarah McFarlane. Yes, Zarah McFarlane is in the country, or was. Maybe she left today. I don't know. She's an amazing musician, an artist who refuses to be confined by genre or expectations. And I love how she's committed to innovation, and she just continues to shape the future of contemporary jazz and beyond. Hey, did you hear that? Jazz and beyond. That's her. In fact, I had a conversation with her on Saturday morning. This is after she was performing at Untitled Basement on Friday night. And in fact, I saw a comment earlier on of someone who was saying they're looking forward to the conversation as they actually were at her performance at Untitled Basement in Braamfontein. She was also performing at the Bushfire in Eswatini. So if you got to see her perform, hey, give us a holler, man. Let's find out how you found her performance. Now, she's one of the women who stands at the forefront of UK's British jazz scene. Now, she has recorded an album that is paying tribute to Sarah Vaughan, and she released it last year. And my conversation with her is mostly based around this particular album, which she interprets in her own way. Let's start off with hearing one of the songs from there, simply called Tenderly, Zarah McFarlane. It's the music of Zarah McFarlane celebrating the one and only Sarah Vaughan. And she actually released this album as to celebrate the centenary of Sarah Vaughan's birth last year, paying tribute to her muse, as she calls her. The album by Zarah McFarlane is called Sweet Whispers, and it's a very captivating album. And she breathes a new life in some of the timeless songs that defined Miss Sarah Vaughan. And of course, Sarah Vaughan was born back in 1924 on March the 27th. And she received 2 Grammy Awards, including a Lifetime Achievement Award, and was actually nominated for a total of 9 Grammy Awards, an inspiration to many. So my conversation with Zarah McFarlane was something like this. Zarah McFarlane, and we're glad you're here. I'm actually talking to you because I am fascinated, excited that you have done an album paying tribute to Sassy herself.
Yes, so thank you for having me. Lovely to be here in Johannesburg, performing and doing all sorts of things this time. So I decided to do an album paying homage to Miss Sarah Vaughan. She's one of my favorites, if not my all-time favorite jazz vocalist. And I wanted to do something special because this album came out in 2024, and that would have been her 100th birthday year, centenary year. So I wanted to do something kind of affirming that, paying homage to her as my favorite jazz vocalist. So I got the chance to work with a great producer called Giacomo Smith, who's also a fantastic saxophonist and clarinetist. And he produced a record with some amazing musicians based in London. And also we even had a chance to do a project in Luxembourg where I worked with a big orchestra as well, to be able to put that music to even bigger audiences and even bigger sound with the Luxembourg Philharmonic Orchestra as well. So.
Yeah. You know, Sarah Vaughan has been an inspiration not only to us, who music lovers, but a lot of jazz vocalists who obviously loved her tone, her range. And what is it about her for you that you loved so much?
It's all of that stuff that you mentioned there. It's for me, definitely the tone. With singers, it's the tone that attracts me the most when I listen to new singers. And she has this amazing, beautiful tone that you just kind of envelopes you. And then on top of that, her range, when you start to hear all the different albums of hers, and obviously her voice got quite a lot lower in later life, but the amount of range that she had, dexterity in her voice, how she had so much control of her voice across that range as well. She just seemed to me to have both things. So, you know, people talk about Ella having, you know, the dexterity and the scat vocal and all that kind of stuff going on, and then Billie having the soulfulness and just the emotion. But I feel Sarah has both of those.
Yeah. And you know, I missed your performance yesterday, but I watched a bit of it on Instagram when it went live, and you talking about how Sarah had a different voice when she was younger. And when I saw you sing, I was like, that is a younger Sarah singing right there. So do you think maybe later when your voice goes deeper, you'll be there? But what I also love about you is the fact that you don't want to be boxed. You do all sorts of music, and you know, there's reggae, there's a bit of hip hop, yes, jazz and soul and R&B. What is it that what's your vision of Zarah McFarlane musically? What do you want us to know and think and, you know, and understand about you in the work that you do?
Yeah. Well, for me, coming from a Caribbean background, reggae is always there. That's the music that I grew up listening to the most. In fact, I came to jazz probably much later, so that is definitely the heart and the root of who I am musically from my heritage. But outside of that, I just want people to feel something. You know, I write songs I hope that connect with people, and that they can come away and feel something. So that could be joy, that could be sadness, that could just be something really deeply heartfelt. And sometimes that's a ballad, and sometimes that's dancing in a house track. So I want you to feel more than anything else.
Well, we certainly do feel. Do you have a favorite of, you know, Sarah Vaughan? Because she's got so much, you know, and in your album, for instance, I laugh tenderly the way you do, you know, the way you reinterpret and just fuse a new energy into, in fact, all the tracks completely. But do you have a favorite that you actually even love performing?
My favourite song of my favourite song of Sarah Vaughan is Mean to Me. So I think that was one of the first songs that I heard of Sarah's. It's a very traditional jazz standard, swing feel, medium swing feel, and I have it on the record. But I just love it. I love how she's playful with it. I love a good medium swing. So that one, for me, is my favourite track of hers. And we sing that on the record, and we do it live as well. It's a really playful lyric and playful song, playful melody.
You performed with Keenan Mayer, an amazing pianist and composer himself. How was that for you?
Oh, it was lovely meeting Keenan. So he welcomed me into his home for some rehearsals a couple of days ago, and that was the first time we actually met. We spoke on the phone just before, I think maybe just the day before, but we'd been emailing a little bit back and forth with preparation for the show. But no, it was a pleasure to meet him, and you know, he's such a lovely person, but also a very spiritual person. So we connected on some of that as well. And I think what happened on the show last night was that we really kind of allowed ourselves to be present in the space together and kind of bounce off each other. And hopefully we took everyone on a very emotional journey throughout that evening.
What else is in store for you while you're here in South Africa? Is it your first time, by the way?
So it's my second time in Joburg, but it's my first time performing with my band here in South Africa. We were in Cape Town doing a concert last week, and we're here for the one that we had last night, and then we've got another concert tomorrow, a few different bands with the Dig Global, with Sofiso and Jazz Refreshed, and they also put on the show that we had last night, and then we have another show in Bush Fire Festival as well in Eswatini, and then home. So it's a short trip. We'll be here for about 10-12 days in total, but But yeah, trying to put as much in as possible.
And what else outside of Sarah Vaughan is in store musically for you? Have maybe being here inspired you to do something else?
Definitely, it's a great inspiration being on the continent, and I've been planning to for a long time, but I plan to write some new music, hopefully before the end of the year. So that is what I want to going back to London in the summer. And this orchestra project, which is related to Sarah Vaughan, I'll be continuing with that in Germany in September as well.
Thank you so much for talking to us on Jazz and Beyond, and wishing you all the best and your further stay here in our country.
Thank you so much.